You've had quite the week. How are you?
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, binaries and non-binaries, your boy Swervin of Swervin Media. Hope you're having a great day today. Please like and subscribe, and you're gonna like this video. We're gonna be getting into the whole recent interview with the BBC and Andrew Tate, and just show how the interviewer just totally went on the attack. Did not do any sort of kind of good journalism. They totally could have knocked it out of the park if they went there and asked real questions and talked to a man who's been, from what I see, wrongly accused and unjustly convicted and had to sit in jail for 92 days with no charges. But instead, she went there with an agenda, went on the attack, and treated him like shit. And I want to show the contrast of what it's like when somebody's in the midst of a controversy, but it's one of their own, and see how they get treated. So that's what we're going to be looking into today. I hope you like it. Please like and subscribe, and let's get into it.
You've had quite the week. How are you?
I think I understand how Caroline Flack felt. Last week, if my daughters hadn't been there, then I wouldn't be here. And they've guarded me and won't let me out of their sight. It's like a weird numbness.
Are you feeling okay to do this? Are you feeling strong enough to do this interview?
Yeah, I have to.
Why? Why do you want to do this interview?
Because there is an innocent person here who didn't do anything wrong. Who is vulnerable and probably feels like I do.
You mention this young man, and at the centre of recent events is a young man who, together with many others in the media we're not going to name, under Article 8 of the Human Rights Act, he has a right to privacy, and he's not here today to give his own account of events. When did you last speak to him?
As I engaged the lawyer for him. He needed independent support, and so that was the last time.
Is that a few weeks ago now?
Yeah, a couple of weeks.
Okay. How concerned are you about his welfare right now?
Massively. Massively concerned.
Did you have any kind of sexual relationship or sex with him when he was underage?
No, God, no. I think that is, and in my statement, it says, consensual relationship, fully legal. I mean, that was approved by both sides. That's no. He'd been working at the show for a few months, and we become mates. We were mates, and we around the studios, you hang out together, you chat to each other, that sort of stuff, and then. In my dressing room one day, something happened.
So here's a man who's been accused of doing some stuff with a minor, and you can see the way that the interviewer is just total empathy, sympathetic, and just like, are you okay to do this? And it's just totally different from how they treat someone who's rightly being accused, like this guy's doing some weird kind of shit, versus how they treat Tate. Let's fucking dive into the Tate part now. This shit's wild.
We are doing an interview with you because you're facing some very serious allegations.
Correct.
Rape, human trafficking.
Yep.
And also because there's a great deal of concern about the things you say and the impact that they have on young people, on women.
I don't think the concern's about the things I say. I think the concern is for the level of influence I have and the reach I have.
Let's start with the allegations. Have you raped anybody?
Absolutely not.
Have you trafficked anybody?
Absolutely not.
Exploited any women for money?
Absolutely not.
But you have admitted using emotional manipulation to get women to work in the webcam industry for you. You have said, my job was to meet a girl, go on a few dates, sleep with her, get her to fall in love with me to the point where she'd do anything I say, and then get her on webcam so we could become rich together. With you, it's all manipulation. There's an ulterior motive to everything you do.
Is this Sophie? Oh, it's Sophie, the fake name, no face.
I was so intent on wanting to please him and wanting him to be happy that I was just kind of, yeah, okay, do whatever you want. I'm describing women who are going to court to accuse you of rape and human
trafficking. Sophie hasn't gone to court. Sophie doesn't exist.
I'm describing women who have spoken to the BBC at length.
Sophie doesn't exist.
And other media organisations about what they say is emotional manipulation and coercion. And I'm quoting back to you your own words where you describe
They're not my words.
Coercion and emotional manipulation.
They're words you found on the internet, and Sophie doesn't exist.
On your website,
move on to the next subject.
In your voice.
Move on to the next subject.
No, I think I'll stick on this one for a minute. So there's other places in that same website where you say you get girls to fall in love with you and they do it because they love you, because they want to do what you say. Convincing women to take part in some kind of business arrangement doesn't work long term because they're emotional. You've got to get them to fall in love with you. That's coercion, that's emotional manipulation, that's abuse. It's not only about the criminal allegations, it's a much bigger issue. You've got children's organisations in the UK, you've got rape organisations in the UK, you've got the police naming you by name as someone who has a harmful influence on children and on women in the UK and elsewhere because of the things you say, because of the way you present gender relations, the way you say men should treat women.
That's very upsetting. And the reason that's very upsetting is because I know that's not true. I'm genuinely a good person. I believe my impact on the world is positive.
The reason we're asking you about these comments is because we've got the chief executive of Rape Crisis naming you individually as spreading a dangerous ideology of misogynistic rape.
And the whole time during that interview, Andrew really kept his respect really high. He didn't treat her bad at all. While she was just like, so did you rape anyone? Just comes out like that. Did you human traffic anyone? And it's so crazy just to see the contrast of how the other interviewer is. It's like, are you okay to do this? Are you okay? Versus, hey, did you rape anyone? And then just going with all these allegations, talking like she truly knows any sort of thing that's going on in his life and she's not there with some kind of agenda. And to knock this out of the park, this last part here is just totally, honestly, it's kind of genius. This is just beautiful. This is just real journalism that's changing lives right here. I love this.
Andrew Tate talking there to Lucy Williamson. Well, let's go straight to the newsroom, go straight to our education editor, Branwen Jeffries, who's there for us. And Branwen, I know that over the last recent while you've been talking to so many teachers about Andrew Tate. How concerned are they about the stuff he pumps out?
Matthew, teachers have spoken very vividly of how they are deeply worried about how the language, the attitudes, the behaviours that Andrew Tate models in his content are having a far-reaching influence on boys as young as 10 and 11 and certainly older teenagers. That, they say, is translating into a culture where casual sexism is normalised in UK schools, where the kind of language that you might hear in some of Andrew Tate's videos are then repeated by children back to teachers, and that, along with other online content, is contributing to sexual harassment in schools, to sexual assaults in schools.
Please like and subscribe.